Well, it was just another day on the Disney plantation. Two families get into a major brawl. This happened Wednesday. Story at Fox News. You can actually go see video of this at Fox News and Vimeo. Is that how you say it? Vimeo. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Culture Confederacy here. It's Thursday night. Pipe and coffee in hand, as always. Actually just brewed a fresh pot. So let's get to the story. It says here, a dispute between two families in line at Disney World turned ugly on Wednesday, and the altercation escalated into an all-out brawl. Now this is funny. Where this took place. You can't make this up, folks. This is stranger than fiction. But it says that this took place somewhere in between Fantasyland and Cinderella's Castle and Peter Pan's Flight. The warring families traded punches and profanity as onlookers screamed in the background, Fox 35 reported. The fracas continued at the Orlando, Florida theme park for several minutes before park personnel arrived on the scene and deputies broke it up. Quote, we came upon it and it appeared as though it took about 2 minutes for two security personnel to arrive. Deputies arrived probably about 5 minutes after that. Now I've got a question about this. This is according to an eyewitness. Why wasn't security there on the spot? And I noticed something going back and watching these clips. I didn't see a whole lot of male security officers there. Now, I'm not saying that women can't be great security officers. We know they can. But I actually saw more women in this video than I did see men. I saw a couple of guys trying to break up the fight. Just an observation. So please don't write in the comments, oh, you're sexist, you're a misogynist. Now, according to the Daily Mail's reporting, the incident began when a female Disney guest waiting to... Your typical, bottom feeder crowd here. So according to the Daily Mail, the incident began when a female Disney guest waiting to get into Mickey's PhilharMagic realized that she had left her phone on her electric conveyance vehicle and left the line to get it, while her family remained. When she returned, another family member tried to block her from rejoining the line. Her family then reportedly waited outside the theater and confronted the other group. Oh, and this is where things get really, really juicy. We don't appreciate you guys pushing my youngest sister, one of them reportedly said to the other family member. From there, the confrontation devolved into a shouting match and then a physical fight before security and law enforcement got involved. We say law enforcement before law enforcement got involved. Now, one of the men involved ended up hospitalized with a facial laceration with others suffering smaller bruises, the Daily Mail reported. This video is brutal. I mean, this is an all-out brawl. There were about probably, I'd say, 10 or 12 people. Look like mostly young girls. I'm not going to say the race here because I don't want to be labeling me as a racist here. But I think the problem with our society now is we feel the need to cater to this group or that group, as Disney is doing with all this wokeness. And once you do that, you're going to have incidents like this happen that happened Wednesday. But you should have seen the sucker punch. This guy sucker punched a woman. You never hit a woman. You never hit a woman. I don't care under what circumstance. Never, ever should you hit a woman. The Orange County Sheriff's Office confirmed the hospitalization and told Fox News that they arrested 3 people for a misdemeanor battery. Should I play some of the audio of this? No, I don't want to do that because of a copyright strike. So you can go to Vimeo and look at this. They've actually got 2 versions of Vimeo, but I think I saw another video floating around somewhere. There's about 3 angles to this. But you've got to see this. I mean, it's unreal. And in fact, I'm going to read some of the comments here at not at YouTube, probably at Fox News. I'll read some of the comments at Fox News. Videos of the incident began popping up on social media, but we were later taken down. Yeah, these people were later taken down. There you go. So videos were popping up on wherever, but then they were later taken down. Footage of the brawl can still be found on the Walt Disney World Today blog. I dropped my lighter. This is what happens. I'm doing this video in real time, folks. This is hardly the first fight at the Disney park this year. In May, deputies told Fox 35 a woman reportedly suffering bleeding on her brain after hitting her head on the ground during a fight. And she and her husband had this fight with other park visitors as they tried to situate themselves before a fireworks show. So you have fireworks before the fireworks. So this is at Fox News. Let's take a look at the comments. Now, I tried to post a few comments here. So I came up with some new Disney characters. Meet Disney's newest characters, Nappy, Slappy, Druggy, Dreadlocks, and Ginderella. Someone writes, most of the violent video footage removed from online. Will anything peaceful from January 6th is still available? There you go. Can we call this an insurrection? Was this an insurrection? Another person writes, when the story said 2 large families, they weren't talking about the numbers, maybe fighting over the ribs. Someone responds back, a turkey leg, go figure. No, I usually think it's the crab legs. But folks, this is bottom of the barrel. These people are just the most uneducated dolts. I thought this was part of the Disney parade. Now, folks, this was actually Disney TAM members doing an enactment of part of the day's entertainment. Black History Month was in February. Just a couple of nice TV families getting ready to make another commercial about family values. I'm not going to read this comment here. Why do the sun rise in the east and set? Why does the sun rise in the east and set in the west? Their grammar's a little off here. They say, why do the sun rise in the east and set in the west? That's Southern. Okay, somebody writes, and I didn't put this in here, folks, so don't dock me for this. Blacks versus illegals, this is where diversity leads to. Oh, home mortgage commercial, take one, and action. Hi, did you know that there was never a better time to... ... Whoa, stop, cut. Wow, Disney police is all over those Amish people fighting. That's funny. Now, there's something you almost never see. Horror. Somebody else wrote that. We going to Disney, yo. We going to Disney, yo. Look, there are people that come from different backgrounds, and you can be... Irish or Jewish or black or Asian or anybody who grew up in the ghetto. And I'm not knocking anybody in the ghetto, but this type of behavior is uncalled for and it shouldn't be tolerated. And security should have been there right on the spot to take care of this. And they weren't. It took them 2 minutes to get there. Keep going back to that. The happiest place on earth. Another comment here. The slappiest place on earth. Will Smith. Someone says, no, the nappiest. Going back to my characters. Nappy, Slappy, Dreadlocks, Druggy, and Ginderella. Shall I keep going for a moment? Yeah, some of these comments I don't want to read to you because they are very politically incorrect. I don't know how these made it on Fox News. And I was just trying to post something funny on Fox News, and for some reason it's telling me that they can't post that. I was saying that Disney should come up with a new theme park called Ghetto Magic. Jerry Springer relived. Not only is Disney woke, you get to pay for an overpriced ticket and get assaulted. Just adding insult to injury. A good day for lawyers, by the way. A really good day for lawyers. All good things must have an end. Now, this is true about Disney. Somebody writes, Disney keeps raising their prices to get people like this from being able to afford it. That is a well-known secret. It's not always working, as you can see. But when they get everything else for free, they can go to places like this. Someone else writes, they raise the price on the paying customers so that they can hand out free passes to the underprivileged of the ghetto. Well, let's just say underprivileged, period. The quote-unquote underprivileged. This is why, like I said, you got to stop treating people with kid gloves here and giving certain segments of society special treatment, because you do that and it's just going to lead to disaster. Oh, here you go. Remember the America when planes were smashing into buildings, anthrax was in the mail, and they were telling us a suitcase nuke was probably going to be set off any day? Yeah, I miss those days too. Democrat voters had a woke establishment. What could go wrong? Why is no one surprised? It happens in restaurants, wherever. Some families you can't take anywhere. My best neighbors or whatever who will never ruckus or noise. In fact, they are better than some white folks. It all starts in the family with grandparents, mother and fathers raising their blah, blah, blah. Someone's making that comment. Put both families back on the cruise ship. You go now. The puzzle solution is always the same, always. These are troublemakers. Don't be afraid to state the obvious. Now, I remember years ago, this is when I was working in the mall down south. And I was getting to work one day and happened to pass the Wendy's that we had in the mall. And all the tables were overturned. All the chairs overturned. I mean, it was a disaster. It looked like a hurricane hit the place. Well, it turns out you had two girls going at it. They were, just like knockout, drag out fight. Just wrecked the joint. They got hauled off to jail, that's for sure. And we need more of that. We need more, well, as Trump said, law and order. We really do. You can't have situations like this continue to happen at a theme park because other people who aren't involved in the situation can get hurt. This kind of stuff is going to happen when you run out of dipping sauces. So what was the original purpose of Planned Parenthood again? So here's the last comment I'll share with you. Perfect. Disney's new woke approach is spreading. Soon the place will look like Blue Cities, maybe a sanctuary theme park too. There you go. A sanctuary theme park. This is why Sesame Place characters avoid Democrats. Just added one extra comment in there. I don't know if you've seen that clip. They have this parade, what was it, at Sesame Place or something? I'm not sure if it was in Philadelphia. I can't remember. But this character is waving everybody, and he's giving people high fives, and there's a couple of minority kids standing around, and he just completely avoids them, kind of waves his hand at them, like, no, I don't want to deal with this. Well, it turns out, because if you go back and look at the video of that, they were stepping over the yellow line during this parade because you have vehicles coming and going or whatever, floats. People were supposed to stay behind the yellow line in order for the characters to interact with them. And if they didn't, they couldn't do it because that would create some type of safety issue. They made up the rules. I didn't. So I hope you enjoyed the video, whatever you want to call this thing, the culture, this video for the Cultural Confederacy Night. There you go. One take in real-time video, whatever it is what it is. If you like the video, you know what to do. You can also follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes. Find me at Twitter, Culture Confederacy at Twitter. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this great country, and I'll catch you next time.